So we are currently in the hospital because this little guy over here, Tristan, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Decided that he wanted to run a really high fever that I couldn't get rid of, and his stomach is hurting super bad. So they're not really sure exactly what's going on with him. Look at me, I'm a mess. We've been here all day. I was up all night with him. So they're still not really sure. They don't know if it was just like a viral infection that he had, but his white blood cell count was super high, and they gave him antibiotics. They gave him pain medicine for his stomach. His stomach is super tender. All this stuff is going on. So they're keeping him overnight for observation, and they are gonna reassess and redo the lab work and run his blood through again tomorrow to kind of make sure his white blood cell count is going down instead of up or staying high. So hopefully by tomorrow it will have gone way down on its own. Okay, the nurses just came in here checking on him, but hopefully tomorrow everything will be normal and he'll be feeling a lot better. I don't know, his stomach is hurting every time he drinks anything, anytime he eats anything. They've had him on an IV for fluids, and it's just been very stressful all day. So, but he's not throwing up, he's not having any issues normal stomach virus issues, but it's just in a lot of pain. So all of his scans and x-rays and all of that came back clear, so we're just kind of baffled by it. So anyways, I wanted to get on here and let you guys kind of know what's going on. I might talk to you guys a little bit more and update you and let you know how it's going. But I think I'm going to try. My husband was so gracious enough to actually remember my computer and my charger, so I'm going to try to get some editing done and actually upload. I don't know how fast this Wi-Fi is here to upload, but I know I haven't uploaded any plan with me's or anything. Yesterday was Sunday, and then today Monday, so I want to try and get something uploaded. I've already filmed it, so I'm going to try to upload a couple of videos, and then we'll let you guys kind of know. Killian, my friends are amazing, and my friends came and got him for me and watched him all day, and then she had to go to work, so she gave him to my other friend who watched him, and then she picked him back up. So my parents are going to relieve my wonderful, lovely friends and get my baby and keep him overnight. So he's over there, and I am missing him super bad. I'm never away from him, so it's always really odd whenever either of them are away from me for a second. And then also we have some news, but we have a lot of different things going on, and I want to update you guys, but I'm not sure if I want to talk about it yet, so we'll see. But I am going to do some editing on here and try to get some of that done while Tristan watches very odd shows on Nickelodeon TV, and then when Joshua gets back, maybe we'll talk a little bit more. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So this is what I am dealing with right now. This is me in this chair pretty much all night. Hospital beds are really uncomfortable. Tristan wanted me to sleep with him. He didn't want to be alone, which I didn't have anywhere else to sleep anyway. But yeah, it was brutal. So we are waiting for the doctors to make their rounds and come in. They took more of his blood and they sent it to the lab so they can do another white blood cell count. If that is lower and at a healthy rate, then we can go home. If it's not, they're gonna have to do more tests to figure out what's going on. But I think it's gonna be fine. His stomach is feeling lots better. He's not complaining with it hurting. and he was able to like eat a little bit, just snack a little bit last night. Yeah, I just got out of the shower, the hospital shower. I really need coffee to feel human, but I'm scared that if I go, the doctors might come in. So, yeah, I'm exhausted. So, I'll let you guys know what happens, and hopefully we'll get to go home.
That's my blankie.
You got your blankie? That's so cool. He likes to talk to y'all. Okay. Holy goodness above. I look like I've been in the hospital for 2 days. I have to wash my hair again. I washed it this morning, but Joshua forgot my shampoo, so I washed it with baby shampoo, and it's like not good enough. I have laundry taking over the world. I have laundry all over my bed, clean. I have laundry all in my living room, clean, but not put away. Most of it's folded, some of it's not. I've got lots to do. I just did all the dishes. Okay. I washed all the dishes. Yeah. So, anyway, we're back home. Tristan is feeling a lot better.
He got a blood thing right in my arm, and now it's...
He's showing you the IV port. So, anyway, or the IV mark, whatever. So, hey, how about you take your brother in there so I can talk to him for a second?
Okay.
So,
come on. Come on.
as you can see, he's feeling better. So, I'm going to tell you what happened and our crazy couple of days. Tristan, you're supposed to be taking him in there. Oh, you're looking for the remote? Okay.
For breakfast, I had pancakes and eggs.
That's right.
Not me. But now we're back.
Yep, now we're back. Okay, take him in there so y'all can play while I talk for a minute. Okay. And I have gum in my mouth. I'm sorry. I'll try really hard not to chew it. Okay. So, the night before last, what is today? So, Sunday night. Is that kind of, like, it's that bad. Okay, so Sunday night, everything was fine. Everything was normal. We went to bed at about 11:45, which is kind of early for us. Usually, me and Joshua are up till, like, 11 or 12. But we went to bed a little bit early. I fell asleep at, like, 10. And Tristan woke me up at, like, 11:45. And he said his stomach hurt. And so I was like, okay. So I took him back to bed. I gave him some water. I prayed over his tummy. I, like, rubbed it and tickled his tummy and until he fell asleep. So he fell asleep. Oh, there's a paper pad over there. I was like, what is that? So he fell asleep. Then at, like, 2 o'clock, he came in here again. And he was like, Mama, please pray for my stomach. It really hurts. And I was like, okay. So I took him in there, and I realized he had a fever. So I checked his temperature, and it was, like, 101. And I was like, okay, which that thermometer is not really that accurate. It's the one that you, like, rub over them, and you, like, hold it on their temple. It's not the most accurate thing in the world, and they're already fighting in there. Back to normal. So I was like, okay, if that reads 101, then it's bad. Because it always reads lower than what it really is. So I was like, okay. And he was burning up, and his whole face was blood red. They're fighting. So, and then you can see, like, the circles under my eyes. I've gotten, like, no sleep. It's not that bad. I feel like it could be worse. Anyway, so, I'm distracted by the screaming children. So, anyway, at I gave him some Motrin, put a cold rag on his head. I stayed with him for a while. He was up watching TV. He couldn't fall asleep. I went in and checked on him every few minutes. And then at like, I don't know, like 4:30, 4:40, he woke me up again, like crying, like doubled over crying, saying it hurts so bad. And he was already getting another fever. So it was like 2:30 and that was like 4:30, and he was already getting another fever. And his body never got cool. So I was like, Joshua, I really feel like we need to take him to the emergency room because this stomach pain, and it was all on one side, the lower left side, and all along the bottom, but really on one side that it was hurting so badly. And then his temperature was really high. And so I was like, I really feel like he didn't have any other symptoms. So I was like, I feel like he needs to go to the ER. So Joshua got dressed and took him to the ER. I stayed here with Killian so he could sleep. And then my car, so Joshua took my Jeep. On Saturday, his battery, he left the light on in his car and his battery went dead. And he was the last one to leave work, so he didn't have a way to get home. And so he got his buddy to drop him off, and we never went and got his car. And so we only had the one car. So I was stuck here once he left. I'm going to take this gum out because it's distracting and I don't want it to bother you. And so, goodness, they're fighting. Killian's in a mood. So, he took him to the emergency room. He was like giving me updates, and I was like staying awake, and he was giving me updates as we went along. And he was like, first they did an ultrasound on his stomach because they thought it was appendicitis. Like, they took his temperature, it was sky high. They took his blood and his white blood count. My goodness, he's screaming. They're fighting over what to watch. So, okay. So, his white blood cell count was like really high. So normal is 15 to 20, or 10 to 20 is normal, and his was a 28. So they were like, okay, something's not right. You have an infection somewhere. Let's find it. So they did an ultrasound, and I'm sorry that my room is a terrible mess. I have like clean clothes everywhere. I have to get rid of them, so I'm sorry if it's distracting you, but I can't help it. So they did the ultrasound. They didn't find anything. Everything looked normal, and they were like, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know, like it could still be appendicitis. We just might not be able to see the bad part of the appendix from that ultrasound. So they did a CT to get better pictures. It came back normal. So they were like, okay, we think it might be pneumonia. So they did a chest x-ray. I mean, it was ridiculous, like on and on and on and on and on. And then by the time they were doing all this, they wouldn't tell Joshua what was going on. They didn't say, we've ruled out appendicitis, now we think it's pneumonia. They weren't saying anything. Joshua is not confrontational when it comes to stuff like that. So I'll have to tell you my birth story with Tristan when I'll have to do a video on that, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he doesn't do confrontation well with people. And so I was like, okay, I really just need to go down there. Like, I need to be with my baby, because I was starting to freak out because they weren't telling what was going on. So I was like, no, I have to be with my baby. So I got my mom to come here and pick me up, and we went to the hospital, and they took his, at that point, he had another fever. He couldn't sleep. He was crying with his stomach, and Tristan will whine, but he will not cry. So he doesn't cry with pain. And tears were just streaming down his face, and he was hurting so bad. And so they gave him some stomach medication to make the cramping and the hurting for his stomach go away. Didn't work. Didn't do anything. He couldn't rest. I mean, he hadn't slept all night, and he could not rest. Every time he tried to sleep, he was tossing and like jerking around and like doubling over with his stomach hurting so badly. And it was hard to watch because they didn't know what was wrong with him. Like, they could not tell me what was wrong with my baby, and something was obviously wrong. So they tried to tell me it was a virus, and they tried to send us home.
And I said, no, I'm not going home with my child doubling over in even the pain medication that you're not prescribing us. You're just able to give him in the hospital is not working. That kind of strength of medicine is not working, but you want me to send him home and try to give him some Tylenol to make it go away? Like, no, I'm not taking him home until you tell me where this infection is coming from. You're telling me his body has an infection. I want to know what's causing it. I want to know what's going on. We think it's just a virus. It's not a virus, okay? His stomach is hurting. It's painful. It's not nausea. He's not vomiting. It's showing any kind of symptom of a stomach virus. There's no diarrhea. He's not even going to the bathroom. He's not vomiting. There's nothing. So, no, I'm not going home. And I was like, no, I would feel more comfortable if you admitted him and we did observation on him throughout the night and kind of see what it is. They were giving him fluids through the IV and they took his white blood count again and it was at a 22. So it went down. But the doctor came in and was like, honestly, I feel like it went down only because we're giving him so much fluids and it's diluting it and it's flushing it out. And I feel like it would have been the same. If you were at home right now, I feel like it would be the same or higher. And I was like, no, I'm not going home. She was still trying to get me to go home after she said that. I was like, no. So they admitted him and we watched him all night. They gave him more fluids. They gave him antibiotics in his IV and we just watched him all night, and I just sat in that stupid chair and did not sleep a wink at all. I mean, I laid in the bed with him for a little while. I think I got like 30 minutes here and there, but I could not sleep in that horrible hospital bed. It was terrible, and I was worried about him, and the nurses kept coming in to get his vitals, and I would have to help him and stuff so that he wouldn't snatch when they were trying to check everything in his sleep, and they got more blood so they could do more lab work and all of that. And then the doctor comes in this morning, and he tells me that the reason why is because Tristan had a bowel obstruction. So basically, he had not pooped good enough for a long time, and it was in there for so long that it had just solidified in his stomach, and that's what was causing the pain. Because you could tap on his stomach, and he would flip out, like cry out in pain because it hurt so bad. And having that caused the infection, which made his white blood cell count go up so high because it caused an infection in his stomach. Holy cow, could you not have... So they gave me some Miralax. It's a laxative, so they gave me some Miralax and told me to put him on Miralax every day for a while until his body kickstarts and gets normal. And then I can start, trying to do it just with diet. So introduce more fiber into his diet and do the Miralax. And then when he gets a normal, regular schedule to go to the bathroom, I can kind of taper off the Miralax and just try the diet and see how it goes. So we stayed there and they gave him, and some weird person's trying to call me. We stayed there and they gave him 2 doses of the Miralax, and yeah. So he doesn't want me to talk about this. But now he's going to the bathroom like crazy. So he's happy. It's not hurting him at all. It's just making him like super horrible diarrhea. So it's been a mess so far because he doesn't realize that it's happening. And so anyway, but he doesn't. That's why he said don't tell them about the thing, because he doesn't want me to tell you. But yeah, so he's been going to the bathroom like crazy, but otherwise he is a happy boy. He looks so much better. Like his eyes, how my eyes get dark when I'm really tired, you can see kind of they're purpley, and my eyelids get dark. His are like that. And if he is sick, they get black under here, black and purple, bad, like all the way down here in these big bags. And that's how you can tell there's something wrong. And his eyes were black. And so now they look almost weird because they look clearer than they have in a really long time. And so, because he's so well hydrated from all of the fluids that he's been intaking, and he is doing so much better with all that medication and those antibiotics they gave him. So yeah, I'm super happy that he's feeling better. But it was an experience for sure. And I'm gonna tell you, this is what I learned. If you're a mama and you have a mama feeling and you feel like what they're telling you is not right, it is okay to stand up for your baby and say, no, you're gonna stay here. We're not leaving until you figure this thing out. Like, we're not going anywhere until you figure out what's wrong with my baby. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of you being a mama. You don't have to be scared of their medical degree. Their medical degree needs to work to figure out what's wrong with your child, and that's how I felt about it. And so I trusted my gut feeling, and my gut feeling was right because his guts were in trouble, and it could have caused enough of a problem. If I would have just brought him home and ignored it and just said, well, it's a stomach virus, it could have caused enough of a problem. He could have had to have surgery because the infection could have gotten worse and worse, and he wouldn't have been able to go to the bathroom. So normal stool softeners, suppositories, all of that, it just doesn't do good enough for him. So I've tried all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, we are back home now. I am exhausted, but I did get to take just a little bit of a nap while Killian took a nap. Tristan actually fell asleep too. So Tristan was asleep, and he came in here to watch TV in my bedroom while I kind of napped a little bit, and he fell asleep and napped with me. So it was really cute. So we all took a little nap, and now it's like, I don't know, I think it's almost 4 o'clock. If he is feeling much better, we might go to his dad's ball game tonight, because it's later. If he's not, and he's still going to the bathroom like this, we will not be going anywhere. So, because I don't want him being embarrassed and having an accident there in public. But, yeah. So we are back home and everything's okay. Some of you saw my comments on Facebook and Facebook messaged me. You are so stinking sweet. I can't even believe you. Some of you have no idea what's going on until you see this vlog. So I really appreciate you guys. You guys are so sweet to me. You are good friends. I don't want to say subbies because you're just friends. You're good friends. And I really appreciate your support and all of your kind words. They mean so much to us. And I am going to edit this and string these together, upload them right now, and that way you guys can have a little bit of a update on what's going on. And I'm also going to upload my plan with me's that I already have filmed, but I didn't get a chance to upload because of everything that's been going on. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. I have lots of good stuff coming up, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. So I will be doing more videos on that soon. Maybe even today, but definitely soon. So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.